Avengers Endgame credit scenes have been leaked, and there's supposedly 3 credit scenes in the movie, and we're gonna get to it today, and I'm gonna explain all of them, and stick around. What's good? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then do this. Express your zest in knowing more about the MCU and diving through the pages of Stan Lee's great comics by subscribing and hitting the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our uploads. So this is our Avengers Endgame playlist where you can get major Avengers Endgame questions answered. So I'm going to talk about the 3 credit scenes. I'm going to talk about one, explain that one, and then move on to the next one. So the first credit scene goes like this. Tony Stark and Pepper go to Captain America's grave, that is his memorial, and then they hold their baby, that is Morgan, who's supposed to be Morgan, and then Tony says, "You were right," and then they just turn around and go back. Now, the things we can note from this credit scene are that Captain America is dead, and we've also spoken about another theory, another leak revealed by Chris Evans, and he suggested that his funeral is 1 hour long. If you guys are interested in knowing more about that, you can click on the video right here in this card, and the thumbnail looks like this. So, it means that Captain America is dead, and the second most important thing is that Tony Stark is still alive. He makes it out of Avengers Endgame. But as most people think, it will be his last movie, so I think this will be his retirement movie or something. I don't think they'll kill Iron Man, but I think he'll just resign from the Avengers Initiative, or he just stop being Iron Man. Now, the second credit scene goes like this. So, Hawkeye and his wife, they take his kids and they leave them in Peter Parker's apartment. And now they go out somewhere else, and Peter Parker is actually babysitting them. And when they return to the apartment, the kids are sleeping, but they're webbed up on the ceiling, and Spider-Man, that is Peter Parker, is really exhausted. He's panting, and he says, "I can explain." So what we can infer is that they have somehow befriended Peter Parker, and they actually trust him with their kids. And when he seems exhausted, it seems as though he's fought someone else. And I think that this may be a clip or a scene from Spider-Man Far From Home, where he has to fight certain villains or certain thieves or whatever, and it seems there's some fight scene, and it seems that it's a part of Spider-Man Far From Home. So I guess we can see this scene from that movie and relate it to that. And we have to wait and watch as to how Hawkeye and Peter Parker develop that friendship between them. And the last credit scene, which is one of the best, goes like this. This is the end credit scene, and a man is walking down. He has this jacket on. You can't see anything but his arm. And then he's confronted by 2 people, and they point a gun at him, and they demand for his wallet. But the man refuses, and he puts down his arms, and the claws come out. Now, we don't know if these claws are just the bones or they're adamantium, but the claws come out. Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about, then you're no Marvel fan at all. Of course, I'm talking about Wolverine. So I think that this is one good way to introduce Wolverine in the MCU. Now, we may have Wolverine in Avengers Endgame, but there's a high chance that we won't have him. A recent Google glitch suggested that Hugh Jackman is a part of Avengers Endgame, but we don't know how true that is, so let's just neglect it to the other side. But having Wolverine in a credit scene and then introducing him at somewhere else is a pretty good plan made by the MCU, and I think it's a pretty good way to bring back Wolverine to Marvel. It is also rumored that we're going to be introduced to the mutants in Black Panther 2, so there's a high chance we're going to see some of these mutants. And these 2 men who confront Wolverine definitely can be from S.H.I.E.L.D., because that's not how S.H.I.E.L.D. works. If S.H.I.E.L.D. works, then they're going to meet that mutant or that superhero in private and say something like, "Hey man, you're not the only superhero in the world. Would you like to join our squad or something? Would you like to join the Avengers Initiative?" and different things like that. But these 2 guys seem to be robbing this guy, and he takes out his claws, and they're like, boom, they're just gone. So this is Wolverine, and we can just hope for him to be in Avengers Endgame, if not, at least in this credit scene. And if you guys enjoy daily uploads coming out on Marvel, which are short, that's giving your answers as quick as possible, then consider subscribing by going for the head, and do not forget to click on either of these videos to continue watching. I still believe in superheroes. Do you?